Hello everyone, welcome back to Vtuber Connect. Let's go ahead and continue. A gentle breeze traces my face as I make my way through the familiar path to my college campus. I lift my shoulders to readjust my bag carrying the weight of manga volumes. Carrying a bag with books to a classroom on campus, it's almost like I'm back a couple of months to when classes are active. I'm not used to seeing the campus so peaceful. Usually I would see people swarming this area to get to their next class or back home. I can't appreciate the calm, quiet ambience. I pause at the sight of a vending machine off to the side of the walkway. I guess I could get a coffee for Kagurazaka. Maybe that'll bring some more life to her eyes. I arrive at the door to the room that Kagurazaka specified. I don't hear anything inside. Not that I expected her to hear anything. Kagurazaka is probably just staring out the window thinking to herself. I slide open the door and scan the contents of the room. In the center of the room is the familiar figure of Kagurazaka. She is sitting at a desk and has her head resting on her arms. Her eyes are closed and her body slowly moves at the rhythm of her breaths. She's sleeping? Guess I am a bit early. But I wouldn't expect her to just fall asleep in the classroom before she's about to meet someone. She also doesn't seem like the type of person to want anybody to catch her sleeping. I close the door behind me and make my way over to Kagurazaka, debating on whether I should wake her up. The outline of her face makes itself clear as I walk along the side of the classroom. There is a calm innocence that's a stark contrast from her usual deadpan, cynical, and the playful demeanor. But there was also a faint sadness to it, and almost a wistful longing. As I walk across the classroom through the desks, reflections of light start to reveal themselves near Kagurazaka's eyes. I notice the tear stains that create a trail from each of her eyes. Is she crying? I freeze in place, unable to fully process the scene. Feelings of sorrow and uncertainty wash over me as I collect my thoughts. I'm unable to take any action other than to watch the faint glimmer of lights from the teardrops at the corner of her eyes. Seeing her like this, she looks so vulnerable and fragile. Like she could just collapse at any moment. Maybe that's why I'm afraid to reach for her, because she could go away at the slightest touch. Is she dreaming about something? Or did something happen recently? What can I do for her? I really am pathetic. Kagurazaka is in front of me, potentially going through some harsh circumstances, and here I am, having such selfish thoughts. I felt like I should do something for her, but my immediate motivation wasn't because of her. It was for my own self-satisfaction and feeling like I had worth by being someone useful. It's so disgusting, these conceited, self-indulgent thoughts. As if in response to my thoughts, Kagurazaka's arm slowly starts shifting to indicate that she's woken up. Her eyes clench for a brief moment, and then slowly open. She slowly rises as she brings the back of her hand to her eyes immediately noticing moisture the tears as she makes contact. Calm sadness quickly transforms into panic as she turns her head and immediately notices my presence. It's hard to tell exactly what is beyond her expression. Is it desperation? Or maybe even fear? Kaguya quickly turns her head and wipes her face on her sleeves. She then turns her head back to me. If you apologize right now, then it's not too late for forgiveness. Her remark takes me off guard because of her sudden shift in demeanor. Sorry. Normally I would have taken a jab back, but I'm still sensitive to the scene I just witnessed. Are you worried about me? Don't be. That was nothing. I was just having an emotional dream. I dreamt that I lost a gacha for my favorite character and it was her last banner. It's terrible. I can't bring myself to smile at a joke. Maybe it's better if I did. Maybe it's better if I just pretend that she was telling the truth and it was all really nothing significant. But I can't bring myself to do that. Hey, I try to find the right words to say. But what can I even say? Nothing I can say will be short conceited and self-righteous. After all, am I even doing this for her? Please don't worry about me. I really am fine. So please, don't give me that face. What about your own expression? All I'm doing is making you feel worse. I really don't know what to do. But I don't want to see her plead like this. Sorry. I look away to hide my expression, not knowing if that's even preferable to looking at her. Trying to think of a way to clear the awkwardness, I remembered that I bought coffee for Kaguya on the way. I opened my bag and handed a can of coffee. Here, I bought this since I figured you would be tired. I'm always tired. Maybe tired is just comparative. If that's my default state of being, then am I really tired? Yes, by all reasonable interpretations, I would still consider you being tired. Kaguya just gives me a slight smile as she grasps the can and pulls its head to crack open the lid. She suddenly starts sipping, looking out to the side of the classroom. Yeah, here's that postcard you wanted. Kaguya hands me the signed postcard I've been incessantly searching for online for the past few months. The penmanship is a bit messy, and indicated that this postcard was hand-signed. It's still in mint condition, the plastic wrap remaining undisturbed. Wait, the condition is flawless. How'd you even have this? Told you, I'm a big fan. Is every big fan of mine so critical of her? Maybe I should do that as well. Well, maybe she'd prefer it that way. I have a hard time believing that. I opened my bag to carefully place the postcard in my bag in a position that would not possibly get damaged. I pulled out the manga volumes that I had stored in my bag and handed a small stack to Kaguya. Here, Heroes of the Sky. Most recent volumes. Oh yeah, thanks. Seems like we're getting mostly back to talking like normal. There's still lingering awkwardness in the air. It's probably best not to think about it. Kagadazaki starts flipping through the pages of the earliest volume given to her and tracks her eyes across the pages. I walk over to the window and look out at the campus. Beautiful green canopy adorns the sides of the modern buildings. There's a calm beauty to the ground and students aren't crowding every path. I can hear Kagadazaki occasionally giving a or interesting in between the sounds of pages being flipped. Say, who's your favorite character? I turn my head to Kagadazaki, still scanning through the pages of the volume in her hands. Well, if I had to say, it would be the antagonist, Argent. I really respect how he's able to stand true to his convictions through all his hardships. He hasn't the power to make them a reality. He isn't afraid to take the necessary steps forward. He doesn't rely on anybody else and pushes forward with his own strength. You know he's going to lose in the end, right? Such is the cruelty of fate. He tries his best not to hurt the innocent, but his methods are misguided. That's usually the type of character that loses but has some sort of redemption, and turns around to be an ally against some greater evil. Did you just spoil the ending for me? The story isn't even over yet, and I'm just talking about theoreticals. Kagadazaki lets go of the book to let out a big laugh. What about you? Who's your favorite? Princess Claudia. She was forced to suddenly bear the weight of her entire kingdom at a young age. She was able to take such a responsibility and not collapse under the weight of the expectations of hundreds of thousands of people. Although she said she wasn't ready for it, she managed to persevere and steer the kingdom in the right direction. How strong do you have to be able to do that? You have a point. She was even younger than us when she was tasked with leading her kingdom. I think the amazing part was that she was able to do so without being sure of herself. She doubted every decision she made but managed to stay strong. If it was someone else who was 100% sure of their decisions, then I don't think they would experience as much turmoil. Well, you never know. I'm sure confident people would have had their own issues they would face. Not that I would know. You seem pretty confident about VTubers. I don't face any uncertainty there. They are a fact of life. There's plenty of uncertainty. VTubers as a concept is fairly new and we have no idea what the future holds. And the trajectory of being a content creator is never predictable. Also, you never know who might be part of the next big drama or controversy. You see it all the time. Someone has our copyright complications, someone else accidentally reveals a chat log or gets a message that indicates something controversial. And then it will show his one brother real life self and everybody goes crazy. I guess in that sense that's true. VTubers seem to face a lot of the same problems that other public figures do. Some of their own unique problems. In a way, the anonymity that protects them can also work against them. I assume you mean now people want to know about their personal lives because it's almost like it's a forbidden knowledge? Yeah. VTubers try their best to hide their personal life, but that just makes people want to find out more. Honestly, I can't say I haven't had those feelings come to me unnaturally before. I know it's wrong to try and pursue that knowledge, but it's just such a natural feeling. If you watch a VTuber has all these great qualities, you just want to know who they actually are. Who they actually are, huh? You like to ask that a lot, don't you? Oh yeah, I guess that's sort of what we talked about when we first met. Whether that's a VTuber's real self or not. Regardless of real or not, I don't think we would necessarily be any better off by knowing what a VTuber is like outside of streaming. All it would be likely end up doing is satiating our curiosity. And that would be at the expense of the VTuber's privacy and feelings. Maybe that's not the side themselves that they want to show it to the public. And even if they act pretty much the same in person, I don't think anybody would want their personal information leaked. They have to live in constant fear and anxiety that they might become the source of unwanted attention. I would imagine VTubers already have some anxiety about that, just from having their voice identified in public. Yeah, I would imagine a lot of VTubers talk on stream like they normally would. But you'd be surprised at how many of them are good at changing their voice and the way they speak. That's true. A lot of them have no voice acting skills. Mine's voice acting especially is nice. Oh, you think so? You don't? I think it's okay. Harsh as ever. Of course, compared to a professional, it won't be as good, but for a typical person, it's amazing. Just shows how much hard work she's put into it. I find it really weird that you call yourself a big fan, but you're also so critical of her. Do you secretly hate her or something? Of course not. She's brought me opportunities to connect to others in a way that brings me such joy, despite how terrible the world can be. The identity of Mana is who I wish to be. Someone who's always beautiful, happy, and kind, that can overcome any hardship while also bringing joy to others. I didn't think she'd suddenly say something positive about Mana. Someone who's beautiful, happy, and kind, huh? Pretty sure she's referring to inner beauty. Guess I don't know her too well to say, but I don't think she's necessarily ugly inside. Not that she's lacking physical beauty either, minus her eyes. I guess Kagazaki isn't exactly a happy person. But it's hard to tell because most of the time, she seems to joke around a lot, and if she is sad, then she doesn't say it. And kind? I mean, she messes with me a lot and has some strong opinions, but I can tell she has a good heart. I don't think you're exactly lacking those values. Oh, so you think I'm beautiful? Alright, I regret saying anything. Obviously, you weren't talking about just about physical beauty. Sorry. Thank you, really, for saying so. I can't just look at myself that way. That's all I say. Kagazaki lifts back up the manga and starts reading where she left off. If I try to push the conversation any further, then it might seem like she's trying to gain pity for me. But what you said about Mana is really surprising to hear. I honestly feel a similar way. She embodies so many values that I wish I had. The person behind her must be an amazing person. Kagazaki doesn't say anything. She continues to keep her eyes focused on her manga, not slowing her pace. My eyes wander around the room for a minute until Kagazaki speaks up again. By the way, I don't think I've ever asked, why Mana in particular? You're asking why she's my favorite? Well, aside from all the points I made previously, I was in a pretty poor headspace for some time not too long ago. I found Mana's stream and it got me out of a rough place. was a place where I felt like I belonged. I also took inspiration in the values that she embodies. Oh. Kagurazaka doesn't say anymore. She probably doesn't want to pry any further. It's okay. I think I'm in a better place now. So you don't have to worry. I'm glad to hear that. Kagurazaka's smile wasn't like the usual sad smile she gives. This one had a genuine, tender happiness behind it. Thanks. Kagurazaka returns to the manga, and I turn back around and gaze outside while I think to myself. After some time, Kagurazaka closes the book in her hand and places it on top of the desk in front of her. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to finish these in one sitting. You can take them home if you'd like. Nah, that's okay. I can borrow them again at a later time. I don't think I'll have the time again to read it in the near future anyway. I see. Kagurazaka hands me back the manga books, and I carefully place them in my bag, so as to not damage the postcard. Oh yeah, I still feel like I owe you something for the postcard. Come on, don't sweat it. If anything, you're doing me a favor by taking it from me. I don't see how that makes any sense. Fine, let me think of something, just so you can have some peace of mind. Let's see, should I have you dance like a monkey in front of me? Should I have you run around campus in your underwear? Should I ask for the secret to being happy? I think I just heard something concerning at the end of that joke. One of those is definitely something I can't fulfill. So you're saying you'll do the first two? Wait, you actually might. You've long lost your dignity. Can't lose something I never had. Oh, I think I have something. Come with me into the city tomorrow. I need your help buying something. What do you need to buy? Graphics cards. I want 2 of them, but they only let each person buy 1. Wait, isn't that what Mana experienced? I mean, I guess there are a lot of people who want graphics cards, but how many of them would want to buy 2? I guess it's a wild coincidence. But isn't going into the city with her kind of like a date? Maybe that's weird to think, considering I've already been meeting with her one-on-one in person for the past few days. Sure, but why do you need 2? Because I have 2 PCs. Okay. Why do you have 2 PCs? I don't ask why you got 2 ears. Yeah, I figured you would give a response like that. I think I'll call it here for now. I'll message you the details later tonight. Alright, sounds good. I think I'll stay here for a bit longer actually. You can head out first. Oh, sure. As I arrive in front of the door to exit the classroom, I look back at Kagurazaka to see her staring at the window, deep in thought. It doesn't seem like she's looking at the view of the campus, but rather looking at something farther than what I can see. It's almost like she's in her own world. I slide open the door and step outside the classroom, wondering if it would even matter if I stayed in that classroom with her. I turn to the door and place my hand on the handle to slide it closed. I managed to catch a glimpse of Kagurazaka before the door shuts. Her expression had shifted from her usual calm, pensive state. What I saw was an expression that was unmistakably that of somber, wistful longing.